expertise,
Yeah.
right?
Okay. Yeah.
So we need to forget for a moment the language of grid. Okay? Because grid to me is being put, slid in and slid out with, that just means customized material. Grid itself is only a way to actually deliver customized material, and it's just one way. It's a phenomenal tool, but it's just one way.
To deliver off-the-shelf material, not customized.
Remember, remove the vocabulary of customized being we're creating new material.
Okay.
In this case, we're talking about customized or curated material from our library.
Gotcha.
Okay? Managing, for a reason, taking bits of our library and putting it together. Okay? This is when everything that we've talked about with customization to date at Tell Me More is just that. We have not, to my knowledge, ever implemented or very rarely implemented true customized new material. So we're just talking about the reorganization.
Okay.
Okay? So basically, here's an example of this. We did it for a demonstration for Cummins that I did for Bill the other day. And this was a process literally 30 minutes from start to finish, okay? Based on my very limited understanding of Cummins, I know they create diesel engines, and from a conversation with Bill, I know that this was the automotive side, right? And so I wanted a couple things. I wanted to show, I named it Cummins English Demonstration. So it's a way of personalizing and packaging a name. And then I took out specific lessons from different levels and different places that would align better to the conversation that we were having. So, product presentation, company presentation, this is not industry specific, professional situations that could apply to any different industry, so great in a demonstration, and then things that were more focused on their auto industry, fuel efficiency, luxury hybrid cars, the autonomous car that Google is doing, right? So these are specific elements of our library that have been curated or managed and then packaged within the tool, not in a grid, okay? And this is a major difference. It's just in the tool, we've copied that, and then we have the ability to deliver that into specific licenses. Whether it's a trial license, whether it's a demo account, or whether it's live. And we can do this without involving services at all, right? The difference is if you want to go live with this and make it into a grid, which means when they log in, they don't see everyday professional situations. They don't see anything. They just see what you're telling them to see. That's the grid, which is phenomenal because they can't get lost. Somebody's saying, this is what you want to do. And that grid itself can be very, very broad. It can include custom paths and non-custom paths. So you're not saying that you have to only do this. It's just saying that you're changing the experience. Okay? Does that make sense?
It makes a lot of sense. If I'm a sales rep and I call you up and I've got an opportunity, say at Xerox Corporation, and they're manufacturing. Well, let's use one. I got an opportunity at Lilly, and I want to train nurses and I want to train salespeople all over the world, and I've got some application specific, but that's my demo next week and my application. How was it?
So you just framed that question perfectly, because Jack, this is a service that I want us to provide. This is an absolute billable hour that we can provide, but also as a way of showing direct and immediate impact on the prospect or the client's end, because it relates both to the account managers and the hunters, right? Now, you're not going to do it for, the way I thought about it in education, you're not going to do it for a $6,500 deal, right? That's, hey, I've got 100 students in my class. That's not the goal. The goal is to do it saying, I have a real strategic opportunity here that has continual chances of bringing in a lot of money. How can I make the biggest impact, right? And to me, there's two ways you can do that. One, simply having the brand, right? Simply having the name is very powerful. because it shows that you care enough to make the effort to customize, right? We in fact could change the logo, and I don't know how this is going to change, so let's not get that involved. But you could also have Cummins logo there, okay? That's a couple extra steps. I mean, it's not extra steps, but it's just not that useful. But just having the name there shows that you're doing things. But also having a customized approach allows two things. One, you're targeting what you know about that client, which may change, but you're targeting what you know about the client. But you're also giving a very easy guideline if you're not doing the demo, right? So if I wasn't doing the demo and someone else was, and they needed a path, then you can have them go literally do this, this, this. That's it. That's your demo, right? But it's targeting what they need. So that's why with this one, you know, I feel more confident in the program. So maybe I wasn't sure if I wanted to do fuel efficiency that day or if I wanted to do the electric cars or whatever. I wanted to show some variety so the client themselves would understand that there is that variety. But it's all focused on what my limited understanding was of that client.
So Tim, you're saying that we as the Learning Solutions team can provide this as a service for a demo, for a pre-sale presentation that hopefully moves the needle in terms of closing business, and that could be a guide for a catalog unique to that company, that is part of their contract, that is supported by services, that has, you know, their industry specific things, so sort of they could have a curriculum ongoing.
Absolutely. So in a way too, we're not explicitly, in this case, by default, we're not explicitly saying we also want to sell you customized paths, because that gets convoluted, right? That's a tough message. But it is on the path. It is on the price sheet, right? But by showing it in that way, it brings to their mind that this is a capability that we're doing, and then they might ask, hey, I like how you've organized that. Is that possible for us? Absolutely. It's a very, you know, it's a significant feature, so there are some costs related or whatever the value that you're bringing. But it's something that they can then bring up themselves, right? But from the salesperson's point of view, we're doing them a great service in showing customization, but also giving them an understanding of where they can follow.
There's a sort of presumptive close in that. When they say, "Oh, we really love this," you can say, "Yes, this feature where we've curated, where we've made the curriculum very specific to your business. That's another $8,000. It's called Catalogue Creation. It's in the price list. If you'd like that, you know, here, you know."
Hey, Boris, show me my mouse. Because not, but and to answer one of Chris's concerns, and I think a lot of people have this concern, is that they say, well, okay, that's a good idea, right? But I don't want to have only that material. I don't want to limit my client inside of my company to only doing that, because maybe we didn't choose the right one. Maybe we have different things come about. We love the fact that you have this great library. We love the fact that, you know, that our HR group can do something because they're traveling to China, but then there's a million reasons, right? But in this process, we're not limiting it, right? Because here it starts off where I want to go. That's another thing too.
Just the demoing process, or post-sale, this would be true as well?
Both.
Okay.
Right? Because we're not doing anything right now that can't be done after the sale, and in fact can't be done better after the sale. Okay, so that's why I didn't know you're. Okay, so basically the wrap up is to follow along with this. Okay, so look, it starts in product presentation, and then I want to go on to the next one. No, that's not what I wanted to show. I can't see it because the arrows, but it actually just moves one to the other in the corporate, which is really cool. But not only that, here I have my common training. You can't see it here, but my training catalogs, and this is where you have everything. Tell me more. Every library. You could have your professional situations, you could have your everyday situations, you could have your industry specific. So you still have this availability for them. So you're not actually limiting them, you're just providing an additional...
A guided path,
exactly.
A curated experience. All right,
exactly.
And we could do that for the demo and for the post-sale.
And we can do that for the demo, absolutely.
The benefit for a sales rep that's out there demoing and not used to Tell Me More, not used to the whole product, is you simplify the demo, you simplify the opportunity, but also at the same time you're showing the whole power and, you know, control that you have of the Tell Me More solution. And but at the same time, if you have to, you can go back into the whole course catalog. And believe me, there's some reps out there that are just scared of it. because
Yeah,
they're-
absolutely. But here, look, I'm in product presentation. I talk about that. Hey, let's go to the next one. Company presentation. We already talked about the core lesson. Virtual conversation. What's a virtual conversation?
Yeah.
I've already set this up because this is a powerful
You're
tool.
setting all
The
showing
next
all
one,
the examples
okay,
of
now let's talk about
all
fuel
the things.
efficiency, right? So the rep is like, hey, we've done this work for you.
Wrap up.
And that's, my sales pitch is I want to be able to do this.
All right. Thank you.